Yo, this is the Ancient Texan coming to you from Vancouver. This is out in Burnaby. Well, Roe versus Wade, Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. She's my favorite author. I think some of you should go back and read that book. And I think there's going to be a lot of wailing and gnashing of teeth over Roe versus Wade. But it's kind of like the Ukraine war. It's going to be a long slog. It's not going to get over. It's not going to change quickly. So the question you got to ask is, now what? What do people that think it's reasonable to have abortions, or even in an anti-abortion environment, there are good exceptions. If the rule is there's no abortion, there's still room for exceptions, probably even in most red states, like the life of the mother. And I assume there'll be court cases going on, establishing exceptions, even in the red states. So that's one. What now? And I'm going to suggest to you one that kind of an old American tradition of throwing tea bags into the harbor. Um, is to think about forming an illegal network that distributes the abortion pill, RU486 or mifepristone, mifeprex. Anyway, it's easy enough to Google and get all the names and brand names for the abortion pill. That was done in Mexico by a lady, and that network was set up and eventually turned into making it illegal for abortion in Mexico. That's how Mexico got there. It seems like a weird path, but the lady set up a network that got pills to people that wanted abortions, even though it was illegal. Oh, people do that, The war on drugs has been going on since I was a child. Maybe the name changed a little bit, but it's been going on for a long time. My flight was delayed by up to Vancouver, or getting on the plane was delayed. My flight wasn't delayed on yesterday. By one poor dog having to screen thousands of people at the airport for drugs. Now, we've been fighting that battle forever. But if there's a demand and a willingness to break the law and to take some risk, the demand's great enough, the people will take the risk. So, I don't know how, I'm not, abortion's not one of my, top issues. Didn't make it into my top 10. But I do think it's important, and I do think there should be exceptions to a no abortion law in red states. And I'm, just for the record, I'm kind of, abortion's a tough issue for me because I don't know when life starts. But I've recently heard some good arguments, and I think I'm more pro abortion than not. And I'm definitely for pro exceptions to abortion. It's not one of my top issues, though, that I think, survival of the planet depends on. And I've only got so much energy. But I think setting up an illegal network to let women get abortion pills is a viable way to approach this issue. And if you're focused on women that need abortion, and I'll let you define the word need, I think it's a viable alternative. It's a lot better than trying to get people transportation to a legal state. That is expensive, and that is difficult to set up that kind of network. With the internet, smartphones, relatively easy, but I don't think it's would be as effective as an illegal network to distribute a pill. Think of the logistics of the two. You're somebody down in Miami. It's a long way to a legal state. Go north. Is South Carolina going to be, which way is that going to go? Georgia. How far? North Carolina, Virginia. How far do you got to go? You basically got to get on a plane and travel a long way. Brownsville, Texas. Probably can't fly to Oklahoma. Nebraska. I mean, we're talking $1,000 airfield, $1,000 plane tickets round trip. At least $1,000. Get on a plane, go to a clinic, maybe stay in a hotel for a day if you're not doing too well. Get back on a plane, miss job work. It's all of that's. I would put that cost realistically at $3,000 on average to get people out. That's a lot of money, and I know companies have just stepped up and said they're going to support that, but that's still a lot of money. It's a lot of logistic. There'll be a lot of red tape. There'll be a lot of people trying to get that money. There's probably going to be some laws that make that illegal. So you're going to be back in the same setup compared to buying a million pills and start distributing them in an informal network that may also become illegal. But it's going to be one that if people are half smart, as the drug suppliers have shown us for 60 years, should be very effective. And, there's always a hierarchy of, some people get real uptight about doing something illegal. But legal and illegal, not legal, it's a completely different thing than right and wrong. In Russia, it's illegal to call the war in Ukraine a war. The word illegal doesn't carry too much weight in my book. Illegal is synonymous with if you get caught, you're in trouble. But I think it's a separate decision on deciding what's right and wrong. So my suggestion would be for some people that have some muscle and money and organizational skills to start setting up the RU 486 network. Set up the RU 486 network for Roe versus Wade. That's my 2 cents. That's the Ancient Texan on a practical approach to this whole thing. Anyway, hope you have a good day, and namaste.